Well, hello, everybody. Bill Thornton, SoCalsabre here live with you this afternoon. And as you can see, what we're going to be doing here, for those of you who do follow the channel, know that mostly every week I put out a video of what I listened to that week. Well, I decided that I was going to add on to a little bit different, that at the end of each month, I was going to list everything that I listened to. I'll continue with the weeklies, but I'll list that, and then I'll pick out which favorites that I had for each week. So in order to do that, I said, well, I better catch up and let you know what happened so far in January and February, since we're already into March. So I made a little slideshow here. It's not going to take very long. I hope you enjoy this, and go down there and hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do that. I appreciate it very much. It helps the channel grow. Put some comments on there. What albums you like? I've been getting some really good feedback from some of our subscribers on other albums that I don't list, which I'm looking into and I'm liking. So let me get this going here. All right, here we go. Little slideshow for you. My favorite music that I listened to in January and February of 2024. Now, I'm going to do this, and it's going to be by weekend. It's going to be listed, and then the yellow ones I'm going to highlight of which ones I like during that particular week, some where there was more than others. So let's go on to the first, get past this first slide here. Right, the first session was a bunch of things that came in from the Whatnot auction, where I brought in started bringing in some more soul, funk, and disco into my collection. What I really liked of those first four was Teddy Pendergast's Teddy. That one really had my feet tapping, disco and funk, pretty cool stuff. So in the second week, as you can see, I increased my listening somewhat, and I liked So by Peter Gabriel. One of his old albums. I got that from a local record store. The Best of Sam Cooke, I got in that soul and funk group that I brought in. And Heart Attack and Vine by Tom Waits. I think I mentioned before, I do like Tom Waits. I've just been reacquainted with him in the last 2 or 3 years. I don't know why, but I do like the stuff that he puts out. Sonic Mojo, Foghat, almost made it because it's pretty good. That's their brand new album, and it's the first time in their history that they ever had an album that topped the charts. Pretty cool. And Saviors by Green Day. I bought that with a Christmas gift card. Swept Away came in, and Chet Baker Sings comes in from other sources. So you can see that So, The Best of Sam Cooke, and the Heart Attack and Vine. So these ones that are highlighted, they will make the finals at the end of the year for which ones I like the best. This should be a lot of fun. Since I'm going to do stuff, I might as well let you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys can do your own little voting here. All right. So the third session, we got Who's Zooming Who, Rick James, and then Rick James busting out of L7. Both of those were in that soul funk group that I brought in. Tim, the Replaced by Tim, by the Replacements. I got that from in a Whatnot auction, but I wasn't in that soul group. The greatest, and then Band on the Run, the 50th anniversary. That's brand new. It was just released. Really good. I enjoyed that a lot. Brought back a lot of good memories. Space Cadets from the DFW Legacy series is a pretty cool thing that they do down there in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Of course, Fleetwood Mac, Greatest Hits. How can I not enjoy that one? There's so many good songs on that one. Unbelievable. Now, again, Nat King Cole didn't make it, and neither did Aretha Franklin, but what great voices those two people had. And if you're watching for the first time, MFSB, Mothers, Fathers, and Sisters and Brothers, I mentioned it in one of my weeklies that I actually thought that was a family. It is not. It was about 30 session musicians that made the music over the life of MFSB. Then White Lightning, White Heat by the Velvet Underground, I bought from my local record stop here, Wisecrack here in the high desert. And I really enjoyed that one too, but it just didn't make the cut. And I don't want to have too many out of each week. So then we go down there and we go Destination Sun. I don't ever remember hearing about them before. They're in that soul disco era. Greatest Hits by Buddy Holly. That was pretty cool. That brought back a lot of memories. I got that from Wisecrack also. Okay, and then Rick James's Stone City and the Stone City Gang came in that soul funk group that I got. There was about 15 or 16. There's only 2 of them left that I haven't listened to and added to my collection. Foreign Affairs by Tom Waits. I just finished telling you how much I like Tom Waits, but this one here was just a little bit too mellow for me, my test. Then the Futuristic Sounds of Sun Ra, the 60th anniversary of this album. I bought it sealed, brand new, from a local record shop. And I don't remember why in particular, but I do remember it was around the time when I said I needed to start learning a little bit more about jazz and getting a little bit more jazz into my collection. And this one nailed it. This one was really good. I really enjoyed the sounds of this album. And so that's the Futuristic Sons of Sun Ra, the musician out of Chicago back in the day. And then I started listening to a couple CDs. And the one that I really liked was Rebel Soul by Kid Rock. That's a really good, I think it's a really good CD. That's rock and roll, not rap, rock and roll. Yeah, pretty cool. So here we go. Let's go on, move down again. We're almost to the end. This isn't going to be too long. All right. Then we got the London Calling that I bought locally at Wisecrack. Got a little bit of more punk into the collection. And yeah, I did like it, but it just didn't hit the top with what else I listened to that particular week. Because the next one is Buffalo Springfield. Buffalo Springfield was the first of 3 albums put out by Buffalo Springfield in the early 70s. I don't remember the exact date right now. I should write the date down on these things too, so you guys can see them. And that was, Neil Young and Stephen Stills and all this group that all went on to the bigger and better things. But this particular album was pretty good. Sabotage by Black Sabbath. Picked this up locally too. And I picked it up because a guy recommended it. I don't have much Black Sabbath, if I have any, in my collection at all. I do have some Ozzy. I'd have to look off the top of my head to see if I have any more Black Sabbath. But Sabotage was recommended by a guy online. I picked it up and listened, and I really liked it. It's classified as hard rock or heavy metal, but it wasn't a head banging. It was really nice the way it was filtered from song to song and everything. So it made the list. And then Chicago Transit Authority by Chicago Transit Authority. That was a CD I listened to this week. And a lot of people like Chicago, but this was their name of their very first album. The trivia for this is they had to change their name because the real Chicago Transit Authority threatened them with a lawsuit over the name. So they changed it to Chicago. And a lot of people got it when they started. They changed their sound a little bit going into the 80s and 90s to become more radio popular for sales purposes to make more money. And I don't blame them. And so a lot of people say, oh, they got the brass, they got this, but they really rocked in this album here. There is some, yeah, sure, they have the brass in there, but they have the guitars banging away in there too. And that is really good. If you've never listened to Chicago Transit Authority, the album, go to one of your streaming services that you use and take a listen to it. Maybe you want to pick the CD up then after you see that. Then the other ones, they're all good. Just that 3 of it, that's 3 out of 8 for the week. So that was a pretty high percentage. So that was it for the, let me stop sharing here. That was it for January and February. Okay, so the next time I do a favorites, it'll be the end of March, and it'll be for my March listening. I'm in week 1 of March listening right now. You'll know at the end of the week what I listened to, but you won't know which ones will be the favorites till the end of the month. So, SoCalsabre, thank you very much for joining me here. Put some stuff down in the remarks section, and take care of yourselves out there. Be kind to each other and stay safe.